Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Point Click Podcast. Azar Salesman.
We pretend people care about our opinions. We pretend people care about our opinions.
They're just a couple of good guys, virtue signaling their life away.
It smelled like wet dog. We pretend people care about our opinions. We pretend people care about our opinions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Point Click Podcast. They're just a couple of good guys, virtue signaling their life away. So stay woke, stay fresh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Point and Click Podcast. My name is John the Wise, and I have with me Zor Salesman.
Don't at me.
Don't at me. You like how I made that channel in my Discord where everybody can bother you?
Beautiful. Yes, beautiful.
It's fun. Even people that don't know you are fucking with you. How fun is that? Hope you guys had a wonderful week and hope you guys had some ape sex because that's what we're talking about today. Remember when we talked about that game that was going to come out from Respawn? The people that made Titanfall, and it was a Battle Royale and Dr. Disrespect.
That nobody knew really anything about, and then all of a sudden it was just out.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, here it is, and then everyone's like, oh, wait, this is the one? And then a few hours later, they're like, this is my favorite game ever made?
Yeah. I was very confused, too, because I just saw I saw Insom streaming Apex Legends, and I was like, what the fuck's this?
So wait, do you know any lore from the Titanfall universe?
Very little. And I played Titanfall 2.
So are the guys that pilot the Titans called Apexes or some shit? Or
No, this is like a literal spin-off.
Oh, okay. But Apex has nothing to do with the Titanfall series, the word Apex.
No,
as
not
far
that
as
I'm
we know.
aware of, unless I missed something.
Well, I did see a meme on their subreddit. Let me get this browser open. Whoop, that's not what we're looking at.
Ooh,
The fuck?
Gerald.
What happened to it? Oh, there it is. Well, I don't want that image.
That's not it.
So, yeah.
Because the people that pilot Titans are called pilots. Like that's all they're called.
Oh, they're just called pilots then.
Yeah, they're just called pilots. So like Apex Legends is something completely different, some sort of spin-off. It's sort of I'm pretty sure it's just sort of shoehorned in the same universe. Supposedly they were, making Titanfall 3, and this is what it turned into, is basically what Jason Schreier has said.
Oh, okay. So they were working
because the rumors were, people were like, we weren't sure if Titanfall 3 was still happening. We knew Titanfall 3 was in production, and we didn't know if this was something that happened to tide everyone over till Titan 3, or if this was what Titan 3 became. And it turns out this is what Titan 3 became, or Titanfall 3 became.
Yeah, and from what I've read on the subreddit, somebody made an amazing point. They were like, they did an amazing job not talking about this, not marketing it at all. So people didn't have a chance to talk shit about it and say, oh, another Battle Royale, great. You know
By
what I mean?
EA. Oh, another EA game. Oh, loot boxes.
Exactly, dude. So they just said they secretly made this game. Nobody was looking at it because it was the creators of Titanfall 2 and nobody played that game.
Listen. Yes, we did. Okay, there are dozens of us, and it's a great fucking game. Respawn knows how to make a fucking shooter, I'll tell you that.
Well, yeah, apparently, because fuck, man, this game is so fun, man. It's so fucking fun. It's got everything you would want. First of all, like, I can only say good things about it. There are negative aspects of it, but they're all stuff that's fixable. You know what I mean? just like, you know, regular first release kind of shit.
Yeah, regular, normal PvP shooter type fixing stuff.
Yeah,
like
balancing, bugs, connectivity issues, servers, stuff like that. But it's nowhere near fucking PUBG, what PUBG was at, dude. PUBG was the abusive boyfriend that were like, he'll change, he'll get better, but his drinking just got worse.
Right.
But Apex Legends is like, look, listen, I just like hentai, all right? That's my thing. So it's like, we just got to get over that. Which, by the way, there was already, dude, like the second day that I played, somebody's username was Sit on My Face Lifeline.
Hell yeah.
And if you guys don't know who Lifeline is, Lifeline is one of the characters in Apex Legends. Here, I'll just pull up a photo. Lifeline, Apex.
Lifeline.
Ugh, whoops. Okay, she is a Jamaican.
Hopefully you got safe search on, John.
I know, right?
Oh, Google Images. Here
Yeah,
we go.
let's see what happens. Whoops. But yeah, apparently she's Jamaican because she sounds like Miss Cleo. She's like a healer character, and she kind of has a slant to her eyes. I've been saying that she has mixed heritage.
John's racist.
Mixed heritage. I'm seeing some Asian in there, dude. And that way she covers all bases. She's like,
Oh, she got the weeb headband.
that's what I'm saying. She's a weeb, and she's got the
And
slanted eyes.
if you're a weeb, clearly you're Asian, right, John?
Well, dude, look at the eyes, man. Come on.
Racist.
Look at the eyes. That's a Blasian, all right?
That is a Blasian.
That's
Okay.
a Jamaican Blasian. I mean, it's crazy. That's right, Prince. Japanese headband. Thank you. I'm not racist. I'm just pointing out the obvious. Is it racist to point out the obvious? But anyway, that's
really depends, John.
But yeah, the guy's name was Sit on My Face Lifeline. He had like a 1,000 kills with her, so that means he was playing
Jesus Christ.
It was the second day it came out, dude. That means he played like 28 hours of it. You know what I mean? But anyway, he was like the kill leader and all that, and I just thought it was hilarious that the Rule 34 police are already out and ready to go.
They're already out. Especially anything with flavorful class, characters as playable characters, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Day after, there's fucking Rule 34. There's hentai. There's all sorts of fucking shit. You know what I'm saying?
Let's look at this cast of characters we got here, guys. We got
lots of characters.
Lots of diversity.
There's just lots of character.
So many characters, so much diversity. You can either be a black guy, a black girl, another black girl, a Samoan guy that looks black, or Chappie from District 9.
Chappie?
Is it District 9? It's a spin-off, right?
Is that a spin-off? Is Chappie a spin-off?
I don't know. I never watched that movie.
I never did either.
But anyway, or you can be the only other two white people is a white girl who's blind, who looks like she's blind. She's pretty cool.
I thought she was Asian.
Is she Asian? Well, there we go.
I don't know. I just assumed that she was Asian because she was like, teleport behind you.
Nani?
Yeah.
Jesus
but
Christ.
I mean, I guess she could be white. I don't know.
And then the only white male character is literally toxic.
Oh.
His name is Caustic, okay? And he drops fucking
Hell yeah.
toxic mines all over the place.
Yeah,
he's actually
my spirit
cool.
animal.
I like him.
He's my spirit animal.
But he's also like a major edgelord. So like every time you pick him, he says, "I love death. I love watching death." I say he sounds like Gene Hackman, by the way. Next time you play,
he does sound like Gene.
he sounds like Gene Hackman. But anyway, all that shit aside, we're just joking around with this shit, but it's a fucking fun game, dude.
It's a great game.
Everything is perfect about it. Like all the quality of life stuff that you want in a battle royale shooter. And dude, we're ready to say fuck battle royales. I was always ready, and like I said,
John, you were never ready.
I was ready to say fuck this game.
You were the girl in the abusive relationship that kept going back to the battle royales, and then just getting hurt.
Listen,
over and over again, thinking that it'll be better this time.
Listen, I only played PUBG a million times a day because my best friend was playing it, and that's it. I was ready. I was ready to talk shit about the next Battle Royale game, and then this game came out, and it was actually really fucking fun, dude. Really fucking fun.
And I think everybody probably knows I'm not a fan of Battle Royales.
Yeah.
And until this, I think the Call of Duty one was the most I played. and I stopped after like a couple days of playing that one. This has been fucking fantastic. I've never had more fun playing a battle royale than with this game.
Yeah, man, it's amazing. It's like they have an amazing ping system where you can ping things and tell your teammates, and it's so good that when I play with randoms, we don't even need to chat. We just ping.
There's
everything.
no voice comms necessary. You can ping wherever you want. You can ping for a bunch of things. You can ping, hey, it looks like this building was looted, like with a quick swipe of the mouse.
Yeah, you can say there were people here.
I just saw an enemy here.
There's a loot box here. There's everything. Oh, you can also go into the menu and like if you need a mod, you can ping the mod slot. Like let's say you need a scope. You can ping the scope slot in your inventory, and your guy will say, "I'm looking for a sight for my blah blah blah" or whatever. It's fucking amazing, dude.
Or what kind of ammo you're looking for.
Yeah.
They did a really good job on non-text and non-voice communication in the game.
Exactly.
There is voice comms in the game.
Dude,
which is plus for people that want to voice comm. But just the fact that they've done so well with this ping system that you don't even have to use it.
Yeah, no, you never have to use it. And also they have an option in their options menu where if somebody types something, a robotic voice will read it out loud to you. So you don't even have to look at chat.
I didn't even know that. There's TTS.
Yeah, there's TTS, and then there's voice to text too.
Man, I didn't even notice any of that.
It's crazy. Look through it's right there in the menu.
John went deep diving.
Dude, I looked at the menu before I started playing the game, and it had all these like quality of life options that I was like, dude, I already like the game and I haven't even played it yet.
Right. Dude, speaking of quality of life, there's no fall damage.
Oh my god, dude. It's fucking fun, man. It's just fun, dude.
I just love the fact that, I can't spurg out and accidentally kill myself by jumping off a cliff.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm fairly cash especially as far as battle royales go.
He sucks.
So, hey, I got an epic victory royale. Okay, John. Or whatever they're fucking called in this game.
You are the champion is what they call you.
Yeah, whatever. Dude. I got a champion. Whatever. I won a game.
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay. So there you go.
So yeah, we've been playing it like crazy since last week of the podcast. Ever since it dropped, and of course, I just want to. I've been like eating up all the media about it. I've been watching Shroud play, and god damn it, dude. That guy's a freak, dude.
I can't watch Shroud because it just makes me sad.
Dude, he's a freak of nature, man.
Dude, he really... I
really don't understand how you can be so good at video games,
his
dude.
Brain is just plugged into his computer, so he's not actually aiming with his hand.
And he's so casual as he's just fucking murdering everybody, dude. Like, okay, though there's a gun in the game called the Wingman. Think of it as like the Desert Eagle, okay?
Yeah, it's a 6-round revolver.
6-round revolver, high recoil, high damage, okay? We all know that gun. We've seen it in a million games. So technically, with the Skull Piercer mod, 1 headshot and 2 shots in the chest, anything that they have on, they'll die, no matter what. So Shroud knows that, and he's like, oh, all I have to do is shoot him once in the head and 2 in the body, and I kill everyone? Okay, so there's just clips of him just fucking pop, you're dead. Pop, you're dead. Pop, slide, pop, everybody's dead. 34 kills. All right. Next game. I watched him win 4 games in a row doing shit like that, dude. Like casually just winning 4 games in a row. Like no big deal. Didn't even like celebrate.
1v6.
Didn't even mention it.
He is third squatting 2 other squads by himself,
dude,
with the Wingman just sliding around. It's like retarded.
It's insane, and it forces you to play 3-man squads only. There's no solo, there's no duos, nothing like that. At first, I was upset about it, but it doesn't bother me that much. It's not bad. So, when he's playing it, his buddies are like looting, and he's like all over the map, dude, all over, like way far from them. Way far, like in a distant area, wiping squads, and then he comes back and goes like, all right, guys, what are you doing here? Oh, fighting? All right, pop. You're all dead. So, did you say the R word?
No. How dare you suggest such a thing?
Fucking. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
It is ridiculous watching someone like him play any shooter.
Yeah, it's insane. I just can't believe that someone can be... Because I think that's one of those... Obviously, he's a professional gamer, but you know how they say there's freaks in like... in sports. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's like the freak. He's the equivalent in the eat sports.
In the eat sports.
Let me sign out of quit Origin.
You better close that Origin. You won't want people seeing the Dunk just started playing
I know.
Apex Legends.
It made a noise when he started playing. But anyway, everybody that we know is playing it, and it just took everybody by storm. Nobody even talked about it.
No, free to play too. On top of that,
free to fucking play, dude.
Free to play, super polished, in my opinion. There's server problems here and there, but that happens with anything. As far as like the game, excuse me.
Yeah.
As far as like the game goes and stuff like that, like it's polished. The gunplay is really good. The fucking audio design in this game is fucking crisp.
Yeah, it's really crisp. Shout out to Prince. He's like, Dunk is ruining the podcast even when he's not on it.
Right?
How about last time he was on his phone the whole time? What a dick.
What a Dunk.
What a dick Dunk.
That's what Dunk does. That's what he is.
So, yeah, man. It's just fucking hilarious. I gotta tell wife to turn off the heater because I'm fucking cooking.
Get off your phone, John. This is unprofessional.
Right when I said it, dude. Please turn off the heater. I'm dying. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, but yeah, I can just keep talking about this game over and over. Honestly, I want to just play it right now. Like
I want to just be like, hey, instead of the podcast, let's just stream us playing.
Let's stream us playing the fucking game because it's so fun and it's insane. I never thought that not promoting a game would actually do better for your game, and it's such a genius move, man. Dude. So genius.
They didn't promote it beforehand. They paid a lot of streamers to play it.
Yeah, like Dr. Disrespect and Shroud.
Yeah,
and those guys are not cheap, dude.
No, they're not. But those same people have been playing it after they paid them as well.
Yep.
Like Shroud loves the game apparently.
I mean, it's a good game, dude. No matter what,
it is.
It's got everything.
Shroud is gonna love anything that he can get in and dunk casuals on because it's fun.
Yeah,
but still, right now, it's got over double the amount of viewers Fortnite has.
Yeah. People are
right now.
saying
How long
Fortnite,
has it been out?
It's been out 5 days.
So almost a week, and
5,
it's
6
still
days.
On the top. People like Ninja and Forsen and all those big name people are still playing Apex.
Yeah.
Versus playing Fortnite. Although I don't think Forsen really played Fortnite, did he?
I don't think so, but he definitely had to try out this game just because everybody was talking about it.
Forsen played like PUBG and Call of Duty and stuff. I don't know if he ever played Fortnite, but
yeah. But I mean,
still 300,000 people watching right now.
If you guys have, you guys listening to this podcast have probably heard about it and have heard about it ad nauseum, and I'm telling you, we endorse it 100%. Both of us. It's
Grab
a really
yourself
good
a
game.
Peacekeeper and go ham,
dude. It's just fun. Everything's good. The looting is fast. It's just so everything is good, dude. Everything about it is good, and I can't wait to play.
I think the problem with Call of Duty was, other than it being Call of Duty and its armor system, was it was too much trying to balance the arcadey shooter type of game that it is with trying to be the realistic PUBG fighter.
Yeah.
It wanted to compete with PUBG in the realistic fighter realm, but also still maintain its arcadey fast-paced action. And it worked for a little while, but I don't think it, that the feel of that game didn't have sustainability. Whereas this thing fully embraces we are a fast-paced arcade shooter, and that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, it's super fast-paced, and you know what? That's the thing that I hated about Call of Duty, but I just don't know why I don't mind it with this game, and actually I like it. It's so weird.
And I really think it is just because Call of Duty was torn in that duality of what it wanted to do. Because it had those elements of those long range sneak around fights, but it didn't do any of them really good. It didn't do the long range combat super well. The armor system was annoying, and then the other parts were the fast paced arcadey type. Yeah. So it had this weird both types to it that it didn't do either one really well. Whereas this is just, we are a fast paced arcade shooter, and we're gonna go full ham on that. And that's the type of game we're going to make. The armor works fantastic. The way you recharge it works fantastic. All the guns play really well. It's just fun.
All the guns, I was talking to T about it. He's like, it seems like all the guns except for the Mozambique, are
Except for the Mozambique.
are
Yeah.
fucking viable, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything can be used, you know, even the automatic pistol that uses
Even the
light rounds.
flatline. I think the flatline can be used.
Dude, I love the flatline. Who's talking
not
shit
great.
about that?
Me, I am. It's a shitty
No,
gun.
it's a good gun. And Prince says, I think it's because they went all in on the arcade style, John. But see, the thing about it
Yeah.
is, there's moments where it doesn't feel arcadey. When you and your buddies are sniping from far away and you're holding a position. That's kind of why I like Caustic, because you can drop mines and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, I've made this fortified position with all my mines and stuff like that. So
Right.
it does slow down at times, but it doesn't take away from the fun of the game. I've never been like, oh, like what do we do next? You know what I mean? There's always some shit going down. It'll be like quiet 1 second and then like 5 squads in one spot just fucking going ham on each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The other cool thing about this game that no other battle royale has, well, 2 things. First thing is you can bring your buddies back after they die.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Dude,
There's too much to talk about.
It's
about
so
this
much
game.
to talk about, but it's such a fucking awesome concept. As long as you go to their dead body and you pick up their banner. So this is after
Within 80 seconds.
yeah, which is plenty of time. So like your buddies got downed and they got finished. Okay, so they're done. You can go to their dead body, pick up their banner within 80 seconds or 90 seconds, and then there's respawn beacons all across the map. It's a 6-second cast time, and they get dropped back down with nothing. They start with nothing again.
Yep.
But they're back. They're back in the game. So no longer do they have to spectate you and hope that you guys die soon so they can play again. You know what I mean? They can actually spectate you and like help you out because they know that they're gonna come back. You know. And you can tell them like, hey, pick up that shit for me later because I'm gonna come back and take that shit. You know, it's fucking amazing. The other thing that I love that no other game has done before, which I thought would be a cool thing, is whenever you're like the kill leader or your squad is the number 1 squad in the match, there's banners throughout the map that have your like image on it. Like
Yeah, the banner system. The banners are really cool.
it's fucking sick. It has your username, how many kills you have, and shit like that. And it's just like you're plastered up there, so people can see like your username is on top of the leaderboard. It's fucking awesome, man. Love it, dude.
I think that really just ties in because, like, when you were talking about not the banners but the respawn stuff, really ties in how it's 3 squads and it's fast paced. How it all works really well together.
Yep.
Because like you need to end the whole squad if you're going all in a fight. You can't just thirst one guy and be like, that'll cripple them the rest of the game. If we run into them again, it'll be easier. You know?
Yeah, no.
It's like you find yourself in a 3v3. You want to engage, you want to go in, and you want to wipe them out.
Yeah, we made that mistake once. It was we were outside of the circle, like the circle was closing. So we killed 2 out of 3, and then the third guy was just hanging out, sniping us. He had a better scope than us, and we were all getting shot. So we're like, dude, fuck that guy. He's going to die to the circle or whatever. We'll get him on his way out.
Oh, he doesn't have his 2 teammates. You know, he'll die.
We totally forgot about that system. Next thing you know, we're waiting for him to come, and him and his 2 buddies are all back, and they're fully geared, and they killed all of us. And we're like, oh, fuck, man. We totally forgot about that. So it's just fun, man. The whole game is fun, top to bottom.
I'd almost say thirsting is bad in this game.
Yeah.
Because you want them to try to come revive them.
Yeah, exactly.
You want them to.
Yeah, so if you kill somebody, you can like camp their dead body because you know that their teammate's going to come and try to revive them. So even though you don't know where their teammate is, just hang out. You're in the right place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're nearby.
So it's fucking cool, man. I couldn't believe that a new battle royale could come out and I could say that it's fun and that I love it. But holy shit, man.
A new spark has been lit in John's heart.
It's one of those things where it's like, okay, how can they top this? Everything's been done. There's nothing they can do that, because like there are certain things about PUBG and Fortnite that people didn't like, and other battle royales did it better. Like the loot system, like Ring of Elysium has this amazing loot system where all the attachments go onto your guns, but nobody really gives a shit about that game. I mean, there's a player base, but it's not at the level that Fortnite or PUBG was, you know? So
Right.
it's not like they're doing, you know, anything different other than like a few things, but the combination of everything, they made it like a whole new game, you know?
And what's great too is it captures the free to play. Like Respawn is just genius as far as this goes. I mean, like it captured the free to play, arcadey, fast paced shooter. Well, now the only thing that differentiates it and like Fortnite is third person and building.
Yep.
Right? So people that didn't like the building are jumping on here because let's be honest, fuck Fortnite, fuck the stupid building system.
So stupid. I hate it.
So fucking stupid. So this is just, it's like we're gonna give you a really like, I don't want to say cartoony, but like, because Fortnite's very cartoony, but like it's still got the same. It's like very colorful.
Yeah.
It's very. It has a lot of character to it.
Yeah.
And then it's fast paced. It's fun. It's arcadey, and you don't have to deal with the building aspect of it.
Yeah, and like I was making fun of the whole like political thing about it, where it's like forced diversity,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And like the one white guy is toxic. Like that stuff, it doesn't matter to me.
It's a meme. It's a meme.
It doesn't matter at all because the game is fucking awesome. Like I'll just say that shit because I
don't think it really.
I'm just
Yeah.
commenting on how it's funny. That's all it is. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But it doesn't change my perspective of the game or anything like that. It's
You're
if
just
it's a
being
fun
a
game.
racist, cis,
Listen,
hetero, white male, John.
there are superior races
Because
out there.
Armenians are white.
There are superior races out
Right.
there, and there are inferior ones. And look, we just got to recognize it, okay?
The
Joking.
Turks sure did.
Joking. Jesus. Shots fired, dude.
I'm sorry.
Shots
Is
fired,
that too
dude.
much? Come on.
I
Maybe
thought
not
I
joke
was
about
too
it.
much. Jesus Christ. Shots fired.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I think that's it for Apex Legends. Other than the fact that we can look at this one article, that's not that article, but EA stock bounces back in wake of Apex Legends success. After 18% drop following the third quarter financials, company now trading higher than before the dip. So this game kind of saved them. It's crazy though.
Yeah, it's always hard for me. It's always hard to judge this kind of stuff because it's like, you know, it's correlation doesn't equal causation.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
These things correlate to each other, but you would need like some real hardcore deep analysis into the market and all this other type of stuff, and you still wouldn't be able to say, yes, this particular thing caused the bounce back.
yeah, I mean, 10 million total users and 1 million concurrent users in
But,
the first 72 hours.
I would say it's probably pretty easy to assume that this is a contributing factor
Yeah. Yeah.
to it. I mean, because it was so huge, you get so many people launching Origin. You get so many people saying so many positive things about this game. Well, I mean, that's a lot of how, the stock market is bought and sold on the energy behind products and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So people see, oh, this is hopeful. EA is still doing good stuff. Maybe we can start buying back into some stocks here.
Yeah, and it gives them this new revitalization and stuff like that. It's just crazy that the people that made 2 failed games made the next hit. You know what I mean? The next thing that everybody's talking about.
Yeah. What's really funny too about this is that EA had no hand in making this game.
Yeah, no. EA had nothing to do with it, and actually
They
they're
had nothing to
ruining
do with
it.
Respawn said that specifically too. They're like, EA had nothing to do with this game.
They had nothing to do with it, and Origin sucks balls. I wish we didn't have to fucking
Origin
use
sucks
Origin.
balls.
Oh my god, it's so... dude, can I get you guys through the steps of adding somebody as a friend? Okay? This is in our... As Czar would say, in the year... What do you say? The Lord of our...
In the year of our Lord and Savior 2019.
Okay, in the year of our Lord and Savior 2019, Origin is still trying to figure out how you add friends to your fucking list, okay? You have to go friends, add friend, type in their name.
Search. It's a search.
It's
you
a
can't
search.
even just add them based off their name.
No.
You have to search for their name.
You search, it shows you a bunch of results. You click on their profile, okay? Go through their profile, and then there will be a button that says send friend request. So you have to go through so many hoops to try to get it. And Dunk, bless his heart, he's a little slow, but
Took him a while.
he could not find out how to add us. Like, he was just like, "Where's the fucking button, dude?"
I had to walk several of my friends through it as well.
Yeah, it's terrible, dude. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. So thank you, Origin. Thank you so much for ruining. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, we have news about that later. We have news about stuff like that.
It's so bizarre that such a large publishing company cannot just make something good like that. Like, I guess, and I sort of talked about it with Anthem as well. I was like, the UI and the menus in this game are complete fucking garbage.
Garbage, dude.
It's like, you would think that some people with so much money and so many resources could create something simple, like that's just straightforward and does what it's supposed to do, but they can't.
Yeah,
it blows my fucking mind out of my dick hole when I think about it.
And it doesn't give you a notification. By the way, Prince, if you wanted to, so Prince is like, I had to go to John's profile to accept his friend request. That's one way to do it. The other way that they don't tell you is if you click on your friends list, on the top of the friends list will be like, you know, oh, this guy wants to add you, and it's a check mark or an X. But there's no like notification like, hey, you have a friend request. You know, like a red one in a bubble or...
Yeah, there actually isn't a notification, but, I mean, if you open your friends list, you'll see that you got a friend request, but you don't get notified.
Yeah, but you don't get notified, so you just, you know, check your friends fucking list every now and then, you know, just like your email or some shit. But, you know, we're talking about how Origin doesn't know how to fucking do any of this, like, basic shit, and another company that's notorious for that is Nintendo, with their Nintendo Online shit. So they just said, you know what?
Yeah.
They're like, you know what? We're just going to give up and we're just going to let Xbox do it.
Oh, hell, boy.
Microsoft says Xbox Live is heading to iOS, Android, and Switch. So I saw this article and I was like, what?
Understand how that works.
It's exactly what you think it is, dude. When you have a Switch,
I don't understand.
Switch, and you get to have Xbox Live.
Oh man, that means when you have a Switch, you now have to have an Xbox Live membership, don't you?
Yeah. So this you're gonna have Nintendo Online and Xbox Live, I think, so far.
This is getting confusing.
Yeah, but it's getting confusing. But at least your achievements will be tracked, and you can talk to your buddies and see what game they're playing and all the shit that you would want to do on your Nintendo. And Nintendo's like so smart and humble to know, like, hey, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. They have already done it. And I remember saying on the podcast, dude, Xbox did it on the original Xbox. They figured this shit out. So it's like they listen to this podcast and they're like, you know what? Why don't we hit up that Microsoft?
Hit up them. You ever hear of Microsoft?
Yeah, everybody hears of Microsoft. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm looking at Donnie.
Interesting. This is very interesting. I mean, and I was all on board with all this, you know, cross-platform shit, and now this is getting weird.
Yeah, but it is a little weird, especially since they're competitors and now they're working together. But I think it was saying because of cross-platform stuff in Rocket League and Fortnite, it caused them to like actually sit down and talk to each other.
Be like, okay, how do we? And you know what? I will say, part of me feels like Nintendo is not as much of a competition with, say, Xbox or PlayStation. You know, I mean, I could be completely off on this because it's just sort of like how when I see the games and the people buying and stuff like that, I always feel like the direct competitors are Xbox and Microsoft and Sony.
Yeah.
And then Nintendo's sort of just like the third party that just gets both, just gets everyone that... If you want a Nintendo, you're going to buy a Nintendo. I mean, like, you want to play Mario games, you want to play these cool, fun games, you're going to buy a Nintendo. Like, it almost feels like they're not direct competitors.
Yeah, and Prince is saying Sony has always also been pretty resistant to cross-platform shit. They've been very wishy-washy about it. Yeah, we covered that they were, like, the last ones to be like, all right, fine, you can have cross-platform play. After they said, no, we're not going to diminish our product. So that's a very... From what I've read, I might be ignorant on this fact, but I've read a bunch of articles where, obviously, I mean, we talk about dicks.
Got 'em, boys.
But it's an ingrained thing in Japanese culture and Japanese business where, like, you if you're gonna make any deals, you make it with Japanese people. You don't make it with other companies. So this whole like insulation of like isolation, and you know, we don't want cross-platform play. The mentality that Sony has is what Nintendo had years ago. But we all noticed a switch that happened, which, you know, pardon the pun, but a switch happened in the company Sorry. And now they're more open to other things, and I think this is a part of that. This is a part of that whole like open to, new things that can help their company. So
Yeah.
let's see. There's no mention.
It'll be interesting. I'm just really just honestly surprised that Nintendo has had so much problems with having a basic online service.
Yeah. So I'm trying to see if there's anything here that tells us more, but I remember it not really saying anything else. It's kind of ambiguous on like how the UI is gonna look, but they did say that cross-platform stuff in Rocket League, Fortnite, and Minecraft are part of the reason why they actually sat down and talked to each other, and this deal
It's gonna be
happened.
very interesting. I mean, it's almost like we should all just PC game instead.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I've read an article where developers have said they'd rather work on PC games than console games because it's so much easier. You know, any update you have, you just like send it out. But
Like, here we go.
Microsoft has
Okay.
certification, Nintendo has certification, and don't even get me started on mobile certification on the Play Store and app and the iOS. I don't even know what certification means, dude. I don't even know what it is.
You've said it too many times. It sounds weird now.
Certification. So yeah, expect to pay more for your Nintendo Switch, but have amazing service because it's gonna have a product that works. Xbox Live, achievements, friends list,
Oh
chatting.
boy, achievements, my favorite.
So you can big dick
First
energy.
achievement, you've spent $15 on something you shouldn't.
Have you seen the guy that has the highest amount of trophies or something?
No, but I'm sure he jacks off with peanut butter.
He's like a Middle Eastern guy. I think he's from like Dubai or something like that.
Oh, so curry, not peanut butter.
Yeah, got him. But yeah, he has like millions of points or something. Like he has every single trophy. Like that's all he does is achievement farm. And yeah, I don't know.
Each their own, I guess. I mean,
That's it. All right. Next piece of news.
whatever. Jesus Christ.
Next piece of news. Let's move on. So yeah, here's the Geralt in his tub. Which, by the way, anytime anybody ever talks about The Witcher, it's this image.
I know it comes. It's sort of. I feel like it's almost like how PewDiePie is cursed to have that one. Like whenever anybody was making articles on PewDiePie, it was always that one image of him, like on the red carpet.
Yeah, exactly.
It was always that one image, no matter what the conversation was or anything. Years later, that's the one image people still use with Felix. And I feel like the same way with Witcher. It's like, oh, a Witcher article? Get the one with him in the bathtub.
Yeah, the one in the tub. Immediately. And like anybody that I talk to already knows what I'm talking about. Like they can draw it from memory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, this article says CD Projekt will reportedly offer additional royalties to the Witcher author. So we had talked about it in past podcasts where the author wanted more money, and Polish law says that if there was an unfair contract that you can go back and renegotiate it. So CD Projekt, from what it says here, so he asked for $16 million in additional royalties. CD Projekt rejected the request. And then they just settled out of court on something. It doesn't say exactly what, but they finally said, "Okay, we'll give you something, but it's not that."
Give you some more.
And they figured it out.
Yeah, I have. There's so many mixed feelings I have on stuff like that. Like, it makes sense, but I guess it's better because if there was an unfair contract, someone got screwed over, right?
Yeah.
But they also are the ones that agreed to it. Well, then you'd be like, okay, well, maybe they're not aware of all the stuff that the other party's aware of, like what's marketable and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So it's hard to really judge, like, I guess, morally or ethically or all this other stuff, like what's really the right way to do it. But I think it's overall a good thing because you could say, oh, he's just being greedy. But I mean, he also, I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going with this anymore, John.
Well, I get what you're saying. To be fair, though, I don't think CD Projekt Red knew it was going to be this huge either. I don't think they...
Right. So that's the thing. It's like, well, there's some situations where you can be like, someone's trying to take advantage of someone smaller with an idea when they know that they have like $1 billion idea that they can capitalize on.
Exactly.
And they're going to come with this contract where, like, oh, we'll give you this much. And it seems big to that other person, but the other guy knows that it's worth way, way, way more.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a little different because it's kind of like, well, no, they liked it. They thought, hey, we could make a cool game series about this.
Mm-hmm.
And they did it really well. And that's why it was successful.
Yeah.
It wasn't successful because this guy had $1 billion idea. It's successful because these people put in billion-dollar work ethic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They put billion-dollar work ethic in a story that is ingrained in their own culture. They grew up knowing this author, knowing this story, but the rest of the world didn't really give a shit about it until they made their video games. Now everybody's reading the book, everybody's playing the game, and then this guy's going to turn around and be like, hey, I want more money.
Hey, wait a minute. Yeah, so that's why I have mixed feelings on this, because I understand the purpose of the law. Like I said, it seems like, yeah, you want to protect some people that are unfairly getting into these context situations that they shouldn't be because they don't know any better.
Yeah.
And stuff like this, where it's like, well, the only reason this franchise made that money was really because of CD Projekt Red, not because of the IP that they got into contract with.
Yeah, and Prince is saying Sapkowski was apparently being a dick to CD Projekt Red, like, unnecessarily throughout the history of this game. Yeah, that's a story you read everywhere, and a lot of people say he's an unpleasant guy to work with, so...
He's an old Polish man. What do you expect?
Yeah, old Polish man that doesn't get the tweeter, so he's like, give me money. What? They're making money? Alright, let's go. Move on. Move on to the next thing. Jimbo says, I don't like this because they only wanted... The only reason why he wanted more money is because CDPR was more successful than he expected. Yeah, it's just fucking business, dude. That's how it is. Next piece of news.
There's money to be had. People want it.
Creative Assembly has confirmed that its new FPS is in development.
Who's Creative Assembly?
I looked it up and I forgot. I looked it up and I forgot.
Professional podcast.
I forgot it.
You keep talking.
Okay, yeah. They did Alien Isolation. So
okay, we talked about them before.
Yeah, they did Alien Isolation, but they did another one that I forgot
They've
about.
done Total Warhammer. That's why we talked about them before, because they did the Total Warhammer games.
Oh yeah, Total Warhammer. That's right. That's what they did. So yeah, they're making a first-person shooter. Oh man, that kind of bums me out. Yeah, Prince is not down with that. Yeah, that's right. That does bum me out that they're making an FPS. Oh well, I mean.
Well, why does it specifically say that the District 9's director has seen it?
I don't know. That's such a weird thing to say, right?
That is, like, does that mean that he's involved in it in some way?
It's such a weird name drop, you know what I mean?
The director of District 9 has seen this first-person shooter game that we know nothing about.
And Obama told them good luck. So, yeah, that's some weird shit, dude.
That is weird name drop. That's why I think, is there something tied in there? Is it because he's involved?
I don't know.
Is that why he's seen it?
I have no idea. It could be. Maybe there is something tied in. But I do know that their Total War games are such a niche community, man, and they weren't making the money that they wanted them to make. The Total War games are really fun, but if you don't like that kind of game, you're not going to like it. You know, you're just not going to...
Yeah.
And maybe their games have not been doing as well as they wanted them to. And they're like, you know,
they're
maybe
still churning them out. I mean, they churn one out every single year. They have two slated for... Oh, no, one was canceled. They have one slated for 2019.
Yeah.
But that's Total War. They've had a Total War, one or two every single year.
The Total War games make plenty of money, says Prince. I'm just speculating, Prince, because I'm just thinking maybe it didn't make the money they wanted them to make. So, Total War series earnings. Let's see if we can get to the bottom of this. Okay, here we go. Let's see. It doesn't say. No, it doesn't say anything. Made. Dude, look how many.
Because you got to see how much they made. What did they gross in sales? You know, what did they spend on the game? All that kind of stuff.
Since the year 2000 to 2019, so 19 years, they made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 Total War games, and a bunch of DLCs with them.
Yeah.
So well, I mean,
like Creative Assembly has been making games for. They were making games for MS-DOS back in the day.
Prince says the last few have been very underwhelming. See, I'm a fan of the Total War series, but I don't know if they've been making the money that they need to. Even with their loyal fan base, Prince, if you're not growing your fan base, you're actually not succeeding. That's just like the definition of success. If you're
sadly, yeah, in today's like capitalist-driven shareholder type economy, that's the sad reality of it. And really, it should be. You made money, so that's a success.
That's why I know the Warhammer series and all that stuff is just going to tank eventually. Within 10, 20 years, nobody's going to be playing. You heard it here
first, jokes. The prophecies of John.
Unless they make drastic changes, it's going to tank because they're just relying on their loyal fan base. You know what I mean?
So, yeah. No, I definitely understand what you're saying. So this shooter, what do we know about it?
Nothing. We know nothing
We know
about the
nothing.
shooter. We just know that they're making a shooter,
And
and,
that the director of District 9 has seen it.
yeah, and they made Alien Isolation, so they know how to make a first person perspective game, but it wasn't really a shooter.
Right. But it was, from everyone that's played it, and I've thought about playing it, I'm not a huge horror game guy, but everybody has said it's fantastic. Like, it got great. Alien Isolation got great critical acclaim. Like,
Yeah,
everyone I know that's really into horror games loved it. Danielle played it on stream.
yeah. Prince is saying they are making drastic changes to the Warhammer universe. The 40k boards are losing their shit over it. Well, the only thing that they really need to change is their price point for their fucking models, because I have a son, like I've talked about. When he comes of age and he wants to play 40k, I'm going to tell him, no, son, I'd rather you play Fortnite and floss every day than make me pay hundreds of dollars for these fucking little plastic miniatures, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. And until they figure that out, it's not going to happen. They're modernizing it culturally. Yeah, I mean, they can do all that if they want. It's the price point. I think that's killing them. Because from what I've read, because I did a lot of research on it, because I wanted Donnie to get into Warhammer and stuff like that.
John gets real bent out of shape whenever we talk about Warhammer.
I know. But apparently their response was that they're making enough money from their current player base with the current price point that they have that they don't see a problem with it, which is good in the short term, but in the long run, it's suicide. So
Guess we'll have to see.
We'll see how it goes. And keep an eye on that, Prince, if you can, because I'd love to know what the situation is. Maybe an article or something in the future. All right, next piece of news. Koch Media, Deep Silver once again has to divert complaints over Metro's Epic exclusivity back to itself after 4A Games employees threaten no more PC games. So the employees...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This guy, he was just... It was a developer that's venting on Twitter, right? He was like, if it doesn't do well on PC, then you won't get any more games on PC.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So we don't know.
Obviously, this guy didn't have the power to do that. I think he was just venting about, like, I don't know. I guess he was just saying, like, if y'all don't support PC games, like, I mean, that's a way to get developers to stop developing on PC games.
Yeah, exactly. And they said that Epic Store made us alone. Like he said, so like the thing about Metro is, from what I remember, before its initial success, it was literally like 3-4 guys in a basement, 20 hours a day working on the game. Yeah. So that's the humble beginnings that it comes from. So they're not used to, social media, like what not to say, what to say. They just say whatever the fuck's on their mind. And, and now that they're a huge company, like the way that they are with Deep Silver and stuff like that, they can't just like say shit like that, That's what
right, especially when they're not the ones in control of that anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, Donnie's like going haywire right now. Give me 1 second. Thank you. All right, he's trying to kill himself. That's not good. All right.
Perfect. That's what babies do, man.
I know.
Right.
All right, let's move on. Next piece of news. Titanfall 3 is not in the works. I mean,
this really was disappointing to me when Jason Schreier confirmed that it was that. I think it was he said that Titanfall 3 became Apex Legends.
Yeah,
because originally in Apex Legends they had the wall running and the extra movement that Titanfall did.
Oh, okay.
But they removed it because they said it was too chaotic. Like, consistency of knowing what was happening in the battle was too overwhelming.
Yeah.
For like a BR situation that people wouldn't like it. So they made a good choice, I think, in taking it out. But I'm still sad that it means that like Apex Legends isn't sort of like an offshoot. It's like, no, this is what instead of Titanfall 3, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, which I kind of get it because the first two didn't do well and then this game did well. So they're like, all right, we're just going to focus on this and make money. I mean, can you blame them?
Yes, I guess. But I mean, Titanfall is so fun. It's such a good, it really is a good IP that I wish they would have expanded on more. I wish they didn't shoot themselves in the foot with stuff like the release date of Titanfall 2 and other stuff like that. Like, it deserved more than it got, but they did a lot of stuff wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, dude. I'm just glad that they found their success with this Battle Royale game, and I'm glad that they made it.
I like Respawn. Like I said earlier, I think they really just know how to make a shooter.
Yeah, they do. Honestly, from the gunplay and everything from Apex Legends, everything's good. The sounds of the guns are great. You could tell that they appreciate that aspect of their game. They didn't just make a generic shooter. They took time into each weapon and how it sounds and how it feels to make it feel fun, and it does. Every single one of them feels fun. I was saying, dude, the iron sights on all the guns in the game are great. Sometimes I prefer the iron sights over like the 1x hollow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So no Titanfall 3. Sorry, guys. Do we want to talk about 21 Savage? I know
we can. It's fun.
I know it's not video game related, but I thought it was fucking hilarious that he was arrested by ICE after reportedly overstaying his visa. So if you guys are not familiar with 21 Savage, he was most popularized by the song that he did with Post Malone, Rockstar. And
was he with that one?
Yeah, and he's just like big in
careful with
hip-hop.
what you say, John, because I mean I'm sure people will be like, "Oh, he was real popular before that."
Yeah, well, that's when he was on my radar.
We're not hip hop heads. Sorry, guys.
That's when he was on my radar, so that means that I am the casual.
Therefore, he was not popular till I heard him.
Exactly. So, all hail my fucking, experience. But anyway, he always claimed that he was from Atlanta, Georgia. And
is that what he claimed?
Oh yeah, dude. Here, like, check this out. Okay.
Oh my god, why did he build that persona?
So let's see. It's right here. Mr. Abraham Joseph, his lawyers. Hold on.
Control F, John.
I know, man. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Though he might be a citizen of the United Kingdom, 21 Savage has long claimed to be from Atlanta. So this is a quote from him. "We are the real Atlanta. We are really in the street. We are really what the F Atlanta has going on." He told XXL in 2015. "The other shit y'all been seeing, some of them really from Atlanta, but some ain't. We bringing back the pain, that pain, street real feel music, real feeling music." So he said that, and then he also claims to have been shot 6 times on his 21st birthday in 2013, and he told Fader in 2016 that he thought he was going to die. He said, a whole lot of blood loss, but I guess they say your adrenaline be rushing, so you don't really feel it when it's going on. He came to the United States in 2005. His visa expired in
2006.
It expired in 2006. He reapplied for a visa or a green card in 2017. It all got kind of mixed up, and then 2019 he was arrested for overstaying his visa.
In 2014, he was convicted of a felony, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And they still didn't realize, oh, this guy's not a citizen?
No, he wasn't convicted. He was indicted, and it was
just on trial. Okay.
He was convicted, and I think in the appeal they expunged it.
Okay, so that's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying anything as far as like, oh, he's a criminal or anything like that. You know, stuff happens. But I just meant like he was in the legal system with all this stuff with an expired visa. Like nobody picked up on it. ICE just didn't care then. Some people were drawing the narrative that it was because he was making fun. He was not making fun of, but he was criticizing ICE.
Yeah.
On Twitter and social media, and so suddenly he's on ICE's radar all of a sudden now.
Hey man, I guess that's how it goes. It's just fucking hilarious that he's from the United Kingdom and claimed that he was from Atlanta for the street cred.
That is just so bizarre. It's like, I don't know, because it's like there's records of that kind of stuff.
I know. It's just, it'll come out eventually, dude. Like someone's like, dude, I went to elementary school with him. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I had crumpets with his mom. You know what I mean? Ooh. But do you think now he's just going to be like, all right, mate, you got me. I'm 21 Savage,
Christ,
mate.
That would be fucking hilarious. But no, I don't know. He'll have some story.
Yeah. It's just interesting. But free 21 Savage. That's what we feel like on this podcast.
Hashtag free 21 Savage.
Hashtag.
I don't know where we're freeing him from. The UK?
Chip Cheerio, Miami, baby. Yeah.
He's not like arrested anywhere, is he? Wasn't he just deported?
I don't think he was actually deported. He's just going through the system now. It's all
not like
that.
He's free 21 Savage from the UK.
Oh, the one thing that his lawyer said, he was kept without bail, so he has no bail because they're afraid that he's a flight risk.
To where?
That's the thing. That's what his lawyer said. They were like, dude, he lives here. Where the fuck is he gonna go? And they're like,
And even then, it's like, but still, where the fuck's he gonna go? Like, he's already in the United States.
yeah, exactly.
Like, that's where is he gonna go? Mexico? Like, what the fuck's he gonna do?
What Prince said. I can't
Put him on
repeat-
house arrest.
I can't repeat what Prince
like,
said.
Come on. Like, come on.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Next piece
Dumb.
of news. Microsoft Studios is now known as Xbox Game Studios. All right, that's the news.
That's dumb.
That's the. I mean,
I'm
do,
just gonna
do
say
we
it.
want to find out why?
Branding, probably.
Well, actually, now that they're working with Switch, it would be weird for it to be like Microsoft Xbox Live on Nintendo
Yeah,
Switch.
but just call it the Microsoft Store, because then you're also not cross-branding on Switch. But I guess that's kind of why they wanted to do it too, right?
Yeah, I guess they wanted to be their own thing, Xbox Studios. I don't know. The change reflects Microsoft's desire to spread its Xbox wings, and if we're reading between the lines, seems to indicate a dedication to expanding its gaming business beyond the Xbox console. Well, yeah, like we saw it with the Switch.
That is, it's just branding. They just want it to be Xbox is Microsoft gaming.
Yeah,
Like, that's what it is. Like, it's not Microsoft anymore. It's Xbox is the brand. So I think they're just really just making sure that everything's branded.
yeah. I mean, I know that you all agree with me. Let's bring back games on Windows Live. Remember that shit?
Right? Oh, man.
That thing was so terrible. All right, next piece of news. Oh boy, Activision Blizzard employees brace for massive layoffs. Tomorrow it's supposed to be. Tuesday. So Tuesday, everybody's expecting a huge bunch of layoffs at Activision Blizzard. Hundreds of employees could lose their jobs on Tuesday. There's been no official news from the publisher, but you know how they are. They let you know last minute that you don't have a job anymore. So,
Right.
yeah, just like any other company. But it's just funny to say that. Some say they're pretty sure they're safe. Others say they fear they will no longer have jobs next week. And yeah, I mean, there isn't really much to talk about. We already know why. They had cost cutting. They hired a new CFO.
We already know stuff's good. The entire industry is changing right now.
Yeah.
It's like anything in this huge capitalist driven system. It's got problems like that. You peak and then you're going to crash. I mean, because infinite growth is not stable, especially when your entire infinite growth is based off anti-consumer fucking over people for as much money as possible. Like, it's eventually going to peak and crash.
Yeah.
So this is what happens. Then you restructure, you do some good shit, you peak and crash again. I mean, it's just going to keep happening.
Yeah, and then the other thing is people, like I've seen Slasher and Jason Schreier talk about this on Twitter. They were talking about how, it's so fucked up that they hired a new CFO, paid him $15 million as a bonus, and then now they're going to lay off hundreds of people. And
that's what they do. They pay this guy to come in, tell them what they need to do for a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, get rid of all the little people who rely on this for their living. Give me $15 million to tell you to shit all over the working class. And then we're split ways.
Yeah, and I commented, but obviously it gets buried with everything. But I don't think one has anything to do with the other. I think it's just par for the course. When you hire a new CFO or anything like that, he's like, yeah, I'll come work at your company, but I need a $15 million bonus. And if you don't give it to me, I got this guy over here that'll do it. You know what I mean? So he accepts the position, and they got to fork over that extra sweeten the deal money. And then on top of that, they still have to lay off their guys. Like, it's just how business is run, and people are like, oh, great. If you're one of those guys that's getting laid off and you see that, you're like, damn, that $15 million could have been paying me.
Part of my paycheck. It could all sorts of these. That's why I don't know. I have a huge problem with, the corporate environment and stuff like that. It's all cancer.
Yeah. But that's just how it is, man. It's just like that's how it goes. Like, if you want shit to get done, this is the market. You know what I mean? If you want that CFO and you want a good CFO, that's his market price. His market price is $15 million up front. Give me that shit, put it in my bank account, and then give me a sweet salary too. And that's just how it goes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it is. And good luck to everybody tomorrow and Tuesday. Hope you guys have a job still.
Yeah, some people won't. Hopefully, there's going to be. Luckily, I mean, it's layoffs, so there's some systems in order to help them during layoff, unemployment, severance, other stuff like that.
Yeah.
So hopefully, they won't be hurting for too long. Plus, they worked at Activision. I mean, I doubt it'll be too hard for them to find jobs in the market. Hopefully, although a lot of people are restructuring right now.
Yeah.
So
Activision Blizzard isn't the only company laying off people, dude.
No, so I mean, this could be a serious problem for the industry as a whole, with all of these large publishers needing to restructure because the bubble's popping on them.
Yeah,
it's not really like a huge bubble or anything, but they're all on a downslide together.
Yeah, it's not your granddaddy's Blizzard, dude. It's not the Blizzard that made Brood War and Diablo 1 anymore, dude. This is a whole nother fucking kit and caboodle, as they say. But let's move on. Next piece of news. The Division 2's private beta includes endgame characters and a new mission. Have you played it?
No, I was watching Vessi play it, though.
It looks the same as the first Division to me.
Yeah, you know what I really wish, especially with these MMO light games or any sort of like multiplayer game as a service games, is stop rebranding as sequels. Okay, that's not what's happening. You know who does it great? Warframe. There is no Warframe 2.
No.
And not Devolver Digital. Who does Warframe? Digital Extremes. Digital Extremes isn't sitting there going, oh, here's Warframe 1, here's Warframe 2. And in fact, they've mentioned it before. They're like, that's dishonest in our opinion. Yeah. Like Destiny 2.
It's all the same assets. It's all the same assets. It's all the same files. All the same. The engine's the same.
So what they do is it's just like we're basically on like Warframe 4 at this point in their eyes.
Yeah.
But there's the whole making sequel thing is simply a marketing tool.
Yeah.
That's really all it is, and it's kind of bullshit.
It's them saying, "Hey, this is the new one." So,
come pay us $60
again.
Yeah. So, but who knows how it goes. I think some people are excited about Division 2 because after they fixed the issues with Division 1, the hardcore fans liked it a lot more.
Yeah.
But it could just be Destiny over again.
Yeah.
They fixed Destiny 1 after 5 expansions, and then they launched Destiny 2 and had to fix it over 5 expansions. So,
I mean, I watched Division 2. There was a video. It was 30 minutes of Division 2 co-op gameplay. I watched it. It looked exactly the same as the first Division to me. It's just run to cover, shoot, throw grenades. It's just
right. It's the same game. It's new content. That's why I think it's like this branding stuff and making them separate games and not keeping your account and all this other kind of stuff. Like I think it's anti-consumer at this point because it's a model that doesn't need to exist anymore with today's technology.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's the game, just keep building off the game. Like, it's a game as a service already. You're already raking in money, but now they want to be, new title. Well, no, it's not even a new game. There's all these sort of things. It's the same engine. It's all, it's not like beforehand where it would be like you make a whole new game, like Mario 1 and then Mario 2. Like those are different games,
Yeah. And it seems like instead of them going like, all right, hey, this is a new expansion for the first Division. So if you already own it, just pay for the expansion. You can play the game. Instead of doing that, they feel like they'd make more money by saying, hey, this is a new Division.
Right.
New
it's
game.
Division 2.
Yeah.
It's marketing.
Everything's different. We learn from our mistakes, which I'm sure they have. But it still looks the same and feels the same.
It's still Ubisoft, and you still got to use Uplay. Which, let's be honest, is worse than Origin.
Worse than Origin, dude. Way worse.
That is really surprising to me, is the fact that Uplay is so fucking horrible.
Yeah. Shift F1 to open up the thing, and then like your computer's like fucking trying to figure it out. You know what I mean?
It's poorly designed. It's poorly programmed.
Yeah.
It's just disgusting. It fucking annoys me.
It's bad. Origin
I'd rather use Origin every day for the rest of my life than never use Uplay.
Damn, bold words, Cotton. Okay, next piece of news. Team Liquid says goodbye to Heroes of the Storm, drops team. Thanks for this article.
Only
Prince.
a matter of time. Only a matter of time.
Yeah, I mean, it's all everything from the top and bottom is dying, dude.
Yeah, all of these esports orgs are going to be dropping their Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
Teams. It's just what they're going to do.
I mean, why would they have a team for a league that doesn't exist? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Especially because it's like okay, so you got to weigh it. We could keep the team in case next year they launch it again, right?
yeah,
Or we could simply cut the team and rebuild it if they do it again. Like it's way more cost effective for them to just cut everything because the esport's gone right now. And if the esport comes back, they just reopen. Why keep the team when you don't have to? Because you don't know what's going to happen next year.
Yeah. They can always come back and rehire these people if they're still available or start a new team. Obviously it's not ideal, but yeah, I mean, it's, what's crazy? I've seen some like YouTube videos and like stuff on Twitter about HOTS, like in the new content from people that I've never heard of before because they're like the new like content creators. Because all the other content creators are gone, dude.
Fill the void.
Yeah, dude, it's insane. It's like people that I've never seen before, and they're taking over for like the MF Palatine and all those other people that used to be the content creators. And yeah, I mean, good for them, but fuck, dude, it's sad. It's sad to see the game that I loved turn into this. But then again, I'm part of the reason this game became that way because I stopped playing.
Yeah, but there's so many reasons people stop playing it. I mean,
yeah, there is. But yeah, that's it. F's in chat. Next piece of news. The Outer Worlds will take 40 hours or less to complete, which is kind of a bummer. Obsidian says it's slightly smaller than Knights of the Old Republic. Actually, it's not that bad.
Yeah, but I mean, let's be honest. Think about the old games that, we got so many hours out of.
Yeah.
They were like this, 10-hour games, 30-hour games. It's not bad. It's sad when it's like, they have to apologize for this kind of stuff. If it's good 40 hours,
yeah.
Okay. How much money do you spend to go to the movies for 2 hours of entertainment?
It's true. And and you can always do, if there's any replay value. Also, when they say 40 hours to complete, what does that mean? Does that mean that the campaign's like 20 hours, then you can come back and redo it on New Game Plus?
Yeah, I guess it would really depend on that. What about class system? Can you play it 4 different times on different classes?
Yeah.
Or, like, what does it all mean?
Yeah. I guess nowadays, especially with all these free-to-play games, that's the one aspect of, like, League of Legends and all those other games that nobody really talks about is their replayability. That's what makes them.
Thousands upon thousands of hours.
Yeah. Where once you finish a game, you're not done, and like, okay, that's it. It's not like watching a movie where like, all right, I saw it, I know. Yeah. Now it's like, okay, let me go back and incrementally change something. You know what I mean? So, with that culture that we have with gaming right now, those single player games that are like, all right, 20 hours and you're done, and that's it, put it down. It's kind of dying out, or like, I don't know, I don't see.
They're hurting as far as like big publishers go. People still like them and they're still a market. The problem is when you go to the big dogs, which I keep harping on this and I've said it so many times. This fucking podcast is starting to feel like a communist.
I know.
When you have this capitalist driven at the top tier, this is gaming. It's not about did we make money on the game.
Yeah.
It's how much did we make? How much did we not make? How much could we have made with the hours that we put in? And then you see stuff like Fortnite and all this other stuff, the free-to-play games, the freemium games, these that bring in the lots of money, continuous amounts of fuck me in the ass money.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, why would these people that control these large companies and these shareholders ever say, okay, make that single-player game that's going to make a profit off what we've spent on it, but it's going to make this much profit compared to the butt fuckloads of money that I could be getting if you did this instead.
Yeah. And it is what it is. We looked at a stat a couple podcasts ago where games brought in $89 billion or something like that.
The free-to-play games brought in so much fucking more money.
It brought in like 4 times more money than anything else out there. I think it was like $80 billion total for all games, and like 60 billion of it was from free-to-play games.
Yeah.
All free-to-play games. So it's like, holy shit, dude. Including mobile games, I think, but still.
Yeah, it was including mobile games.
Yeah.
But that just shows what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
That's the market, sadly. And sadly, the people have spoken with their wallets. And they've shown that, hey, while you can make money off of these single-player games, look at all the money you could be making.
That's why Apex Legends flopped their big dick out, and it worked.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. That Chinese market, says Prince. I know, man. You see a lot of these companies placating to that market, man, and they don't give a fuck about the Western market.
Yeah.
Dude.
Speaking of China, you heard about Tencent, right?
Oh, what? What are they?
They're investing $150 million in Reddit.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh my. Oh, I wanted to talk to you about that. So there's this fucking.
Everybody, get your tinfoil hats out. It's time to talk about Tencent.
Okay, so there's a mobile game that Tencent makes. That's a MOBA, and it's called Arena Glory, I think. Let's see, Tencent mobile.
Oh, no, they all say either Arena or Glory or Legends or Angels or something.
Arena of Valor. Okay, so now that I have Donnie, like when I feed him his bottle and stuff, I literally just have to stand there and give him his bottle. So I'm obviously on my phone all the time. So I was like, all right, what can I have with me that I can just play that's fun? I was like, I'll find a MOBA. Let me see what this mobile MOBA shit is all about, which I hate, but that's not what I wanted to talk about. So I installed this game, and as soon as I installed it, I opened it, and it said Tencent Corporation or whatever the fuck. And I was like, oh, shit, here we go. So
now they own you.
You know when you start a game, if you have Android, it tells you, like, do you allow this application to, whatever. So a window popped up saying, hey, you're about to get a notification to allow us to look through your game files. We need to be able to access your files because that's how we update the game and this and that and that. So I was like, okay.
Okay.
I was like, all right, well, they just laid it out. So I hit allow, all right? Then they're letting people know, like we have a privacy policy, blah, blah, blah. Then later on, there's two options, all right, to start the game. It's play as guest or log in with Facebook. If you play as guest, it's actually incorrect to call it playing as guest because you log in with your Google Plus account.
Oh my God.
So no matter what, they're getting information either through your Google Plus but it sounds like they want your Facebook more than the other one because they made Google Plus guest and they made Facebook the Facebook login.
Right.
When even though they're both the same fucking thing. Guest means, anonymous. That's what it means in my mind. If you're telling me I'm logging in as guest, that means you get nothing from me. But what it seemed like is they want your Facebook. They want you to log in with your Facebook so they can read all your friends and know where you live and all that shit. It's so fucking scary, dude. And I've seen it everywhere. Do you know when you want to install Peggle, that fucking stupid EA game that is a microtransaction whore? Peggle Deluxe. Have you ever seen that?
Never seen it.
Here, Peggle Deluxe. It looks like this. So it's it's kind of like a bust a move type of game.
Okay.
But when you install the game, it asks you if you'll allow them to access your phone.
Just all of it in general.
It says this application wants to use your phone. Do you want to allow, like, calling and not calling?
Yeah.
I was like, no.
What the fuck?
I hit deny and it let me play. So it's like, what the fuck, dude? Why do you want to use my phone, dude? And why are you letting me? And then why are you letting me play if I say no? It's like, hey man, can I listen in on your phone call? No. Oh, okay. Well, you can come in anyway. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Okay.
Why are you asking? So yeah, it's just, oh man. So yeah, Tencent is knows everything.
There is no such thing as privacy anymore.
No, it's gone.
You might even in the future, I think. Well, maybe not in the future, but as of right now and in the near future, we still have our personal privacy as far as between individuals go.
Yeah.
Which is why nobody's up in arms because they don't see that they have no privacy anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you won't see that you have no privacy anymore until that barrier is broken between the individual.
Yeah.
Well, right now, it's just that, corporations know everything about you.
Yeah.
Everything. They track everything you do. They track everything you do, right? Mm-hmm. It's going to get worse in the future, and we're going to keep letting it get worse. But people are not going to really start getting up in arms until that barrier is broken between the individual, when my privacy is not hidden from you. Or you no longer have privacy from me. That's the only time that we will start as individuals worrying about it, because then we can see it happening.
Yeah, it's a hop, skip away, man. I mean, like it can start with mobile or Wi-Fi spots around the area around
It's
your
happening
city.
in China.
It's
That
happening in
barrier's already
China.
been broken.
Oh,
that
it's
barrier's
done.
starting to be broken.
Yeah. We're talking about the Western
your social
culture.
credit score, and the thing that alerts you when someone in debt is nearby.
It's crazy.
Stuff like that. Like, we're seeing it in China, and we're getting worried because what we see in the Western world, we're seeing that privacy barrier between individuals being broken down.
Yeah, it's a Black Mirror episode, dude. It's insane. And
Yeah.
China does not give a fuck about anything,
No.
dude. Tencent does
And
not
there's
give a fuck.
people there that don't give a fuck either, though, because they see a government and a system that has helped so many people out of poverty, or
Yeah.
they see that well, they're doing fine, everybody's provided for better, or as opposed to what they used to be.
Yeah.
So we see danger, they see a trade-off,
Yeah.
as just part of their society.
You know what's interesting? Because I'm now doing truck dispatching with my cousin.
Yeah.
In the month of December and January, there was no freight moving anywhere. Nowhere in the country was there anything moving, even a little bit of February. And I was like, oh, I guess it's after Christmas. But my cousin's like, no, man, it's the Lunar New Year. The Chinese people don't work. He's like, they don't work at their factories, nothing. So all your little knickknacks
Nothing's
and
moved.
nothing's getting moved, nothing's being made because they're all celebrating their Chinese Lunar New Year,
Yeah.
That's how much it affects us now. Like, we're such a global world. We're so interconnected with all our
And,
shit.
and people don't realize a lot of that too, because it's like we're subsidizing our own market. Well, let's really break it down. We're subsidizing billionaires to make more money by letting them produce in countries like China, where they can get cheap labor to then sell to us at cheaper prices.
Yeah, it's insane, dude. It's insane.
Right? It's a clusterfuck of a world economy, and stuff's gonna happen in the near future.
Yeah. So
Stuff will be shaken up. We're moving to a technological point where a lot of this stuff isn't going to be sustainable for us in the West, as well as other countries around the world. It'll be very interesting.
Yeah, so I just want to, on record with my phone out, Tencent Corporation and the Chinese government, I'm cool
I'm
with you
down for
guys. We're cool, dude. Hey, man, we're cool. All right? So you don't look this way, all right? Everything here is exactly the way it's supposed to be. I'm no threat to you. You guys need help, just hit me up, drop me a line. I'm more than happy to help you out. Bang mao, okay, whatever you need. Anyway, get that out of the way. Anything you need to plug?
Oh, a little disclaimer there. This disclaimer goes out at the Chinese government.
That's it. Is there anything you need to plug, Czar?
No,
No?
nada, zilch.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it, boy.
Stream every day.
I'm about to play some Apex Legends. I can tell you that.
I think I might too. I just don't know what we're doing because I might be going to my buddy's house, but I don't know yet. We'll see how it's going. But other than that, 3 p.m. every day, Pacific Standard Time. We've been playing some Apex Legends, and then podcast with wife, the Wise and Sassy podcast. If you guys want to listen to that. I started doing my YouTube stuff for Cyberpunk, so dude, the people that make Cyberpunk know who I am.
Hell yeah.
I've literally made I talked about this.
Talk about it.
The only how-to tutorial on starting a Cyberpunk game, so that like the people at Talsorian Games that make Cyberpunk all know who I am. They're like, "Hey, great video, thanks for actually being a content creator."
There you go. Through all these years.
But when CD Projekt Red drops their game, I might big time all you guys and act like Czar who? What? Sorry, bro. I don't know who you are, man. I gotta go.
Who?
I gotta go. Resting Bird, Kaiser. Yeah, these all sound familiar, but I gotta go, guys. I'm busy. Email me. Yeah, love you guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting the podcast. We shall see you guys next week for some more video game news. If you guys have any articles and stuff, drop it in our podcast discussion in my Discord. Other than that, love you guys. Have a wonderful week. Bye. Czar Salesman.
We pretend people care about our opinions. We pretend people care about our opinions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Point Click Podcast. They're just a couple of good guys, virtue signaling their life away. So stay woke, stay fresh,